Welcome back to episode 28 of Off the Wall podcast. I'm your host, Bobby, joined by Matt and Melo. Episode 28, Nolan Arenado episode. Let's give
He
it to him.
deserves it. He's been raking this year.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
I mean, I think of Jason Worth before I think of Nolan Arenado when it comes to the number.
To each their own, I guess. 28.
Former Philly.
Yeah,
Just the number.
Yeah.
Not the player.
Yeah. All right. We got not too much to talk about today. Few big stories. Aaron Judge, obviously lighting it up, 17 home runs. Very good baseball player. He's ready to get paid. Adley Rutschman made his major league debut finally. We've been waiting for that. Good to see him up with the Orioles. Josh Donaldson, Tim Anderson, that whole debacle. We'll go over that a little bit. Trevor Story finally turning it on for the Red Sox. Yankees finally hitting the injuries, or finally hitting them. So we'll talk about that. Yadier Molina, it was his turn to pitch for the Cardinals this past week. And then we're going to talk about all these blowouts in MLB happening and all the position players and if that's good for the game. So let's get into it. All right, let's start with Aaron Judge. The guy is playing out of his mind right now. 17 home runs on the year, 5 more than next best in Major League Baseball. He has his eyes set on the money coming this offseason.
It sure looks like that at this point. He's playing out of his mind, like we said. 5 more home runs than anybody in the league it's pretty good at this point in the year. And he's one of the main reasons, if not the main reason, the Yankees are where they are right now. Best team in the league, debatably.
Yeah. As of right now, I would say yes. And I don't know. I don't think that's like biased. I would say they are, even though they are cooling off a little bit. They lost 3 straight. So they're coming back down to earth. But yeah, I mean, Aaron Judge is just ridiculous. Melo, you have any thoughts? Do you want him in your outfield next offseason or what?
If he keeps playing like this, then yeah, maybe. But we can't be giving out $300 million contracts to everybody.
So come on.
I don't expect him. I love Aaron Judge. It's just I don't expect him to be a Dodger.
Yeah, I know.
Another trade for AL East superstar outfielder to the Dodgers.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be smart of the Yankees to do. Just unload him after he's playing like this.
Well, I mean, if they don't think they could sign him, though, is what I'm saying.
No, I know.
He's too good to trade away, especially because they're on a good streak right now.
Exactly. So if he keeps this up, so hold on before I say that. This is like a flashback to his rookie season in 2017. In the first half of 2017 is when he went off, and that's when he took over the baseball world. And then the second half is when he kind of, I guess you could say, collapsed, but he's slowed down tremendously in the second half. But I don't know. I just don't think that's going to happen this year.
I mean, he's got the experience behind him at this point, too. I mean, there's really no way of pinpointing and a slump in the second half necessarily. I'm sure there's people who've watched his swing a million times and maybe he changed something slightly, but I don't know. There's not necessarily a way to pinpoint it exactly, but I will chalk it up that saying that with more experience, you're definitely going to know how to handle a second half of the year better.
Yeah. So just looking back on 2017, his first half, the first half of 2017, he batted .329 with 30 home runs and 66 RBIs in 84 games. And then in the second half, he batted .228 with 22 home runs and 48 RBIs. And I mean, the batting average dropped tremendously, a whole 100 points, but the home runs were kind of still there. But I don't know, him being in the league for 5 years or whatever, 5 years now, he's got that experience, and like I said, he wants to get paid. So he's just gonna keep playing out of his mind, gunning for that MVP, gunning to lead the Yankees to wherever they may go at the end of the season.
The wild card.
Yes.
Beating up on the Twins in the first round and then losing after that.
Don't know. We'll see. Like we said, the Yankees obviously started off tremendous, ridiculously hot, and now the injury bug is kind of getting them too. Joey Gallo and Kyle Higashioka were out on the COVID IL. So was Josh Donaldson, actually. Chapman's on the 15-day injured list now. Chad Green, Tommy John surgery. So kind of everything is hitting the Yankees at once. It's not crazy pieces, but it's still little things that are definitely going to affect this team. Like yesterday on Monday night, I think they had Isaiah Kiner-Falefa batting fifth because of the injuries. He bet, which is kind of crazy, but I don't know. We'll see. And DJ LeMahieu was scratched from tonight's lineup with a wrist discomfort. So
Get well soon. We'll send them a card too.
So yeah, they were perfect with injuries up until about a few days ago, and now everyone's going down. So maybe they won the April and May team of the year.
Maybe. Maybe.
But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens with them. Aaron Judge is just going to keep doing his thing. And shout out to Giancarlo Stanton too. He's having a very underrated year. He's batting almost 290 right now with 11 home runs. He's getting overshadowed by Judge, obviously, but I got to give a shout out to Giancarlo, who's hitting for average, obviously killing the ball every time he barrels it. Every time he hits the ball, it's 110 miles an hour. But yeah, that's enough Yankee talk. I could stop. Sorry. I just got
Everything is good in Bobby's Yankee world
for now.
at the moment.
For now. Yeah, it's slowly deteriorating as each day goes by now. But it was fun. But
It was. Must be nice to sit atop your division. I wouldn't know the feeling exactly. You two.
It's very nice.
Yeah. It's cool.
I might have to try that sometime if the Phillies decide to play winning baseball.
Yeah, maybe one day.
When was the last time the Phillies were in first? Like, I'm not saying that to take a shot. Like, I'm actually curious.
I don't think they were this year. Really. Like, you don't count the first game of the year or whatever. So last year,
opening day.
No. Last year, probably after the All-Star break, so August or September. August, I think, would have been. After the Mets collapse, the Phillies capitalized before the Braves did, and they were on top for a little bit there.
Yes. Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, well,
those days were fun.
Looking back on better days.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway. So I'm tired of hearing about this. I'm tired of talking about this. I think a lot of other people are tired of talking about this too. But the whole Josh Donaldson and Tim Anderson situation, I guess, that happened whenever it was over the weekend. And now Josh Donaldson suspended one game and fined an undisclosed amount. I've kind of had the same viewpoint the entire time, where it's impossible for anyone to have a true, anyone could have an opinion, I guess, on it, but no one knows exactly what happened, how Donaldson was actually meaning it. Tim Anderson obviously took it away in a way that Josh Donaldson apparently didn't mean for it to be said. So you can't say something's racist. Obviously, everyone knows the story. I'm not going to go over it, but I don't think it's fair to say something was definitely racist, or Donaldson said he was joking. No one was there. No one actually said it other than Josh Donaldson. So no one knows the truth behind it. He could say whatever he wants. but no one knows the true meaning. So I don't really think it's fair to say he was completely innocent or he was completely out of line by saying that. Was it probably not the right thing to say? Probably not, given the situation, but I don't know. It's just very tough thing to say it was definite one way or the other when no one was there and no one actually knows the meaning behind it.
Exactly. And I'll say one thing, and it's a good application for all of life. If you think it's borderline, could be interpreted wrong, just don't say it.
Yeah.
Just don't say it.
Yeah.
It's not like he gained anything from calling Tim Anderson that. So all he did was lost money, lost playing a game, and probably lost some popularity.
Yeah.
So
Melo, any thoughts?
You guys covered it.
Yeah. I
You
don't know.
guys covered it very well.
I think everyone's beating it to the ground, and I know it happened on Saturday, I think. So the media guys weren't able to talk about it on their shows over the weekend. So got brought back on Monday and Tuesday. Everyone's still talking about it. But at the end of the day, I really don't think it's fair to say one way or the other on it, since we don't know. No one knows the actual real meaning behind it. So it's tough to give a definitive answer. But that's all we're going to talk about because I'm sure everyone's sick and tired of hearing about this already.
Yeah, I want to see Tim Anderson continue to do his thing.
Hold on. I will give him credit, though. He did shut up Yankee Stadium on, was that? No, that was Sunday. Yeah,
Sunday
that was
night.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I mean, you had to see that coming, though. If anyone was a smart person, they would have bet Tim Anderson to hit a home run and then shut up the Yankee crowd. Because you know that Yankee Stadium crowd was giving him so much shit that night, calling him Jackie. And and for him to homer, obviously it sucked as a Yankee fan, but I was like, I mean, anyone saw this coming.
I think
So,
Tim Anderson's the new Yankee killer now.
yeah, he might be. No. So yeah, let's move on to Adley Rutschman. Made his major league debut. He's been one of the most hyped prospects, and I guess other than Vladdy a few years back, but he's been one of the most hyped prospects in a very long time.
yeah, I mean, hopefully he can pan out here for the Orioles. It'd be great to see him become a superstar in the league. He definitely has that potential. Triple in his first at bat. That was pretty cool.
Oh no, it wasn't his first at bat.
Or not first at bat, sorry. His first hit.
Yeah.
His first MLB hit was a triple. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, just good for the Orioles. They're not a absolutely terrible team this year.
No.
They're pesky, so they can win games here and there.
Yeah. I think you guys follow the Cespedes family barbecue, those
I know.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they tweeted. I think it was them who tweeted. Oh no, it might have been, I forget who it was. Maybe it was Foolish Baseball. One of those guys. They tweeted like the Orioles are the most fun, not good team in baseball right now. Like they're a fun, not good team. And they are.
I mean, it can't hurt them that their environment there at Camden Yards. I don't know if Bobby you've ever been there.
Yeah.
It's fun. And Orioles fans aren't the type that get in your face. They're not New York, Boston, or Philly fans in that they're mean or anything or hateful. They're just nice fans. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was definitely good. I'm excited to see how he does for the Orioles. Obviously, he was drafted only a few years ago. And I mean, right now the Orioles, doesn't hurt them at all if Adley's ready to call him up and see what he does. And hopefully he's the franchise guy for years and years to come. It's also funny that he's older than Juan Soto. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
saw that a couple times. It's like I saw the crazy how imagine how good Juan Soto is going to be when he's Adley Rutschman's age. And I was like, wow, puts that into perspective.
But yeah, no, it was definitely a cool moment. And then the video of him getting called up, you guys saw that, right?
Yeah,
That
that was
was
awesome.
That's awesome. Fully embracing the moment.
yeah. They have to do that for everyone who gets called up. Like they should have like a little hidden camera, and then all the teammates running in after they say they're being called up. That was just a very, very cool moment because you could tell all of his teammates were hyped for him, and they knew what's coming for the Orioles.
Did you see the one video? He was getting ready to catch, and he's standing at home plate. I'm not sure if it was the beginning of the game, and he just looked around the stadium,
Yeah,
and he had just a smile on his face, and then he put his catcher's mask on and
Yeah.
squatted down. I was like, wow, that has to be a great feeling. He had to have been feeling himself right there.
yeah. Everyone says to soak it all in, and he really did. He walked out onto
Yeah.
the field for the first time, looked around. He's like, "Damn, I'm really doing this right now."
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of players, when they get called up like that, I mean, they soak it in, but not to the level where I think Adley Rutschman did.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, they might take like a quick glance, they're like, all right, let's go. But he actually like looked around for a few seconds, and I thought that was cool. And I was thinking, like, man, I wish more of these rookies, I miss more of these, I wish more of these guys that make their debuts. I wish they would soak it in a lot more because you only get one of those.
yeah,
You only make your debut once,
yeah.
major league
Exactly.
debut.
Yeah, yeah. I also don't like. Hold on, I shouldn't say I hate. I don't like how
Whoa.
when guys. No, no, no. When guys like go out and make their major league debut, and of course it's cool to act like you've been there before, but what Adley did, that's showing like his human side to like this is like living out his dream right now. And he's just showing how like just showing his emotions basically instead of putting on this, I guess, I don't know, just putting on like you've been there before, but he hasn't. So embrace it and show your emotions. Like I think that was a very, very cool moment. And that went viral too, obviously, because everyone felt the same way about that.
Look at the
um,
Orioles getting national attention.
yeah, look exactly. Hey, they'll be back. They'll be a decent team soon enough.
Yeah, they got the pieces.
Maybe.
Maybe a few more pieces would be nice.
Yeah,
Let me say that again.
yeah. All right, let's move
We got
on.
stay in the
Oh.
AL East, knock out the whole AL East here. Talk about Trevor Story too.
We can do
Bobby
that.
doesn't want to.
We can do
Bobby,
that. We can do that. We can do that fine. All right. Trevor Story finally is showing up for the Boston Red Sox. He had a horrible start to the season in his Red Sox career, but now, he's finally doing his thing in Boston.
he can't be stopped right now.
No.
He's just on a different level in terms of like hitting. In his last 7 days here, 8 for 22, 5 home runs, 13 RBIs. I'd say that's pretty good.
Yeah.
One of those was a grand slam, I know that. And he had a
Caught by Johnny Gomes.
caught by Johnny Gomes on top of the Green Monster. And didn't he have a 2 or 3 home run game too?
Yeah, that was a 3 home run game, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 home run game.
It's just what the Red Sox needed to get back on track here.
Yeah, they're finally winning baseball games now. They're showing life, which I mean, we said that they're not going to be a bad team, and they played like they were a very bad baseball team for the good first month and a half even. But now they're finally turning things around. 19 and 22 now, won 5 straight, 8 out of their last 10. They're coming.
Yeah.
They're
Literally
coming.
the opposite of their start last year. Nobody thought they were going to be good last year, and they were great. Everybody thought they were going to be pretty good this year, and they were terrible to start.
Exactly. Yeah. Melo, were you high on Trevor Story, or were you? I feel like
I
you
was.
had some opinions.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna get off to a much better start. I just personally wanted him to go in Yankee Stadium and just absolutely murder the ball. But I mean, he hasn't done that yet. But hopefully, look out for him. Look out for him next time. Yankee Stadium. Have a
Yeah.
big week or
Okay.
whatever.
Big series, big weekend, whatever
I
it
don't
is.
know when the Yankees and Red Sox play again.
I have no idea actually. I'm not sure. But if Melo's guaranteeing a big, they play in Boston July 7th, 8th, 9th. Boston third week of July. Or I'm
Okay.
sorry, second week of July. They come to Yankees. 15th, 16th, 17th. Look out for
So
Trevor
right.
Story then. All right. We're warning everyone now.
Yes.
He'll be locked in as a Red Sox. He'll go back to his Trevor Story ways.
And the Red Sox will be going for first place that weekend too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fine. Whatever. All right. Now we got to talk about your series again. You guys,
We
Dodgers,
handled our
Phillies,
business.
Dodgers and Phillies
Yeah.
faced each other again, but this time in Philly. Matt was up at one of the games.
I was, yes. I was there on Friday.
Yes.
The one game the Phillies and Dodgers did not hit a home run in. Offense was not exactly around for that game. Not too much, at least. It was 4-1, I believe. Dodgers. Phillies scored one in the final inning. Two doubles scored. Schwarber to start and then Real Muto. But overall, though, I don't know if they play again later in the year. But if you do recall, the Phillies took 3 out of 4 in LA,
It's old
and the
news.
Dodgers took 2 out of 3 in Philly. That still gives the Phillies the lead. It was 7 games. The Phillies took 4 out of 7.
So the Phillies beat the Dodgers in a 7-game series.
Correct.
So if they meet in a 7-game series in the playoffs, it would guarantee Phillies.
Well, if you think
I mean,
about
that
it,
tiebreaker doesn't mean anything because we're gonna be there. But the Phillies ain't.
now wait. If you think about it, the game 7 came down to Max Muncy's error in the final inning to allow 2 runs to score. I need to hear Melo's take on this.
He gets a pass. It happens. It happens to the best of them. No. In all seriousness, I don't know what's going on with Max Muncy right now. I know he came off that injury with his elbow, and there's kind of rumors flirting around that maybe he's still not 100% with that. And I'm hearing that, and that kind of disappoints me. It's like if he's not 100%, then why is he out there?
Yeah.
But I think it's just all mental. He's like hitting, I think 179 or something like that. But having that error to lose the game on Sunday, that was kind of like the icing on the cake. Like, oh shit, there is something wrong with them.
Yeah.
Because
Or
when you have that good of a lineup, it's like, okay, it was like same thing with Bellinger last year. It's like he was so bad that you can kind of forget about him because we have such a good lineup in front of him every night. And it's the same thing with Max Muncy this year. But we all thought Muncy was going to have a great year. And obviously that's not the case so far.
yeah. And it comes to a point where, I mean, I don't want to say that like it's like a phantom injury or like a phantom IL stint, but if he's not 100%, he's obviously not playing anywhere close to where he should be. Teams have done that where in the past where if like something little is bothering them, they'll throw him on the IL, be like, all right, take 10 days, just clear your head, then we'll get you back on the field. Just because obviously Max Muncy is not playing up to his potential at all. And even if he's not 100% healthy, like you said, the Dodgers have so many extra weapons that he would be missed, but not if he's playing the way he is right now. He's basically just hurting the Dodgers right now, being in the lineup and obviously in the field
Yeah.
too, apparently.
Yeah. And like if he would have just picked up that ground ball and threw it over to first, we're not having this conversation right now.
Yeah.
We sweep the Phillies. I feel good about myself. It's like, okay, you guys made up for what you did in LA last weekend, but it's like, I don't know. We were 1 out. We were 1 out away from getting a sweep, and 2 out of 3 is nice. But when when you lose a game like that almost counts as 2 losses. Kinda.
Yeah.
I will say that Freddie Freeman definitely did not forget how to hit on the East Coast. He stood up out. He raked against the Phillies, especially the night I was there. He was at least 2 for 3 or 3 for 4, I think. So
Wow.
he had a great night.
I can't wait till we continue. I can't wait till he returns to New York with the Mets. Can't
Freddie
wait when
being
he goes
Freddie.
back to Miami.
Freddie being
All
Freddie.
those and Atlanta.
Is Freddie doing the best on the Dodgers right now?
He's the most consistent out of everybody right now. I know Mookie Betts is now starting to get real hot. I think he's back.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready to say that 100%. I think he's back now.
Yeah.
But out of everybody in that lineup, Freddie Freeman's been the most consistent.
Freddie only has 3 home runs this year. That's pretty crazy.
But he's batting like
yeah,
320.
yeah, 310. He's up there.
Yeah.
He's just not. He's just hitting base hits. He's a base hits guy now.
Yeah.
He's a push the
He's-
ball guy.
No, I know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. When I watch him during batting practice, when I'm at Dodger Stadium, that's all I see him do. I just see him hit the ball the opposite way.
Yeah.
I rarely see him pull it.
Guy just hits.
I mean, if he does, it goes right into the shift. But
All right, let's transition. Let's take a little break from the headlines. Let's go right into our segment for the day. We're only going to do one segment, and that is Caught Napping, where, of course, we go and give a player who deserves more recognition for what he's doing so far. Melo, who is your Caught Napping for this week?
so my caught napping is CJ Cron of the Colorado Rockies. It's kind of, and this is a side note, but when we talked about Chris Bryant last week, we were talking about those contracts, and I had said, what happened to Chris Bryant? I didn't even know he was on the IL. Point of the matter is, CJ Cron is the last thing keeping the Rockies irrelevant right now.
Yeah.
Had a couple more knocks, and he's just hitting the ball well in the past week. So, caught napping CJ Cron.
317, 11 home runs, 958 OPS. I mean,
Wow.
he's raking right now. Good for
And everybody's watching it, as you can tell.
Yes, everyone knows that CJ Cron is doing very well.
Yes.
But yeah, shout out CJ Cron. He seems like a guy who just, like last year, he had a very good season.
Yeah, he beat up
Just-
on the Dodgers all year.
He just quietly
I'd like
rakes.
him more if he wasn't on a division rival.
Yeah. Last year, he batted 281, 28 homers too. Like 30 home runs in 2018, 25 in 2019. Guy just
Yeah.
secretly mashes a baseball.
Yeah, if we're talking about MLB The Show, this is like the one guy at the end of every year he gets the 99 finest card.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we always know that he's gonna get like a decent card by the end of the year with like max power on both sides.
Matt, who's your caught napping?
Okay, I'm gonna be a homer for this one, and it's not a name that nobody's heard of, I would say, but Zach Eflin for the Phillies, quietly a really good player, really good starting pitcher. In his last 2 starts, he's gone 13 innings, only given up 3 earned runs through those 2 starts and 2 walks, but has struck out 17. So, averaging over a strikeout per inning, pretty good. And I believe he has a 3.56 or 3.65 ERA on the season. He does not have very many wins just because the Phillies can't seem to give any pitchers run support, or at least not him run support. But shout out Zach Eflin. Don't be napping on my boy.
There you go. Had to be a homer. It's okay. It happens. We've all done it.
Hey, when you lose 2 out of 3 to the Dodgers, you gotta give yourself a pick me up sometimes.
My caught napping is from the Houston Astros.
Boo.
Jeremy Pena, Carlos Carlos Correa's successor. I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That was hard to say.
You got
Jeremy
it.
Pena, shortstop, rookie shortstop, who was highly touted. I mean, the Astros coaches and stuff were talking very highly of him, but obviously they're going to talk highly of him when they're replacing a franchise when he's replacing a franchise shortstop. But he's doing very, very well this year. 287 on the year, 7 homers, 847 OPS, and he has a 2.2 WAR. I mean, he's doing good. And obviously it was a huge blow to lose Correa, but to have a guy pick up not that worse from Correa at all, like on both sides like of the ball. He's doing very well, replacing a very, very good shortstop in Correa. He's picking up right where he left off basically.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that people thought, including myself, thought the Astros would be in to sign a shortstop. Story. Obviously, bring back Correa. People thought was a possibility, or even I heard Simmons being brought
Yeah.
in. So, I mean, obviously the Astros were like, no, why would we pay for somebody a huge contract like Trevor Story or Correa when we have this guy, Carlos Pena, who we're not gonna.
Jeremy Pena.
Sorry, Jeremy Pena, not Carlos Pena. Talking about Carlos Correa. Jeremy Pena, why we pay to bring somebody else in when we can get this guy, bring him up, and have him help our team a lot. So
Yeah, he's doing perfectly fine right now. The Astros aren't really missing Correa too much, I would say, at this point.
no, not
You-
really.
Yeah. He was injured too for a little, I think, for the Twins, Correa, right? He was out for a while with the hand injury, I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah. I mean, just we'll play a little comparison. Carlos Correa on the year. He's played in 29 games. 268 average, 2 home runs, 14 RBIs, and a 723 OPS. The Astros might be happy with their decision right now.
Yeah.
And it's reflecting in the standings.
Yeah.
Because at the time of this recording, I believe they're in like a game up on the Angels right now
Yeah, I think
in
so.
first place.
Yeah. Yep, 1 game over the Angels in the AL West. But the Twins are also in first. But not thanks
Your
to
Minnesota
Carlos.
Twins.
Yeah. Not thanks to Carlos Correa though. But
It's okay. He'll hop in at the back end
okay.
when it matters most.
Okay. We'll see. Let's talk about Yadier Molina getting on the mound. It happened. I mean, Melo had talked about how the 3 of them, Wainwright, Pujols, and Yadi, had to get in the same game. But shortly after Yadi got in the game, you spoke it into existence, basically. And in that same game, was that same game that Pujols hit 2 home runs? I think it was.
I believe it was, yeah. Which I think he's 17 away now?
Yeah.
That'll be a fun race at the end of the season. I hope it's a fun race at the end of the season.
Yeah. I hope so.
So where does he have to be at the All-Star break to have a chance?
Well, I mean, he only has like 3 or 4 right now. Right?
Sounds
He
about right.
has Pujols has 4 home runs right now.
Yeah.
He needs another multi-homer game. And then
Gotta have
tomorrow.
He's gotta have 8 or 9
I would say
more.
like 10. Yeah. Oh yeah.
more by the All-Star break, but we'll see. Anyway, we're talking about Yadier Molina pitching, which is fun.
Yeah.
Or is it? We're not sure anymore. Are fans getting fed up with position players on the mound? I am a fan, and I will say, not at this point. Not yet. We're not yet fed up with it. But the whole idea of teams either, like, if you're losing so bad and you put somebody in, I'm not quite as big of a fan as that as if you're winning really big and putting somebody in. But either way, I'm still good with it right now with position players coming in, but in the future, if it gets to too much, then yeah, I can see where the frustration could be coming from.
Yeah. Yeah, I think John Boy, I think it was a clip from him that he had said that he's over it just because it's kind of just abused at this point. Like he had said a few years ago when a position player was on the mound, it was tune in no matter who it was. It's like must see. But it's happened so many times within the past few years and even this year already. But obviously you want to see guys like Yachty and Pujols just because of who they are and where they are in their careers. But like Brett Phillips has probably pitched like more times than Steven Strasburg has since 2019 at this point.
Okay.
Wow.
That was a
Wow.
job. That's funny.
Wow.
That's funny.
Wow.
But
Should be a tweet.
yeah, the thing is he probably true though. Since 2020 maybe. But anyway,
we'll get the stats guy.
we'll look into we'll look into the stats on that. But yeah, I don't know. It's not as fun anymore, I should say. I think that's other than Yachty and Pujols pitching, I don't get too excited about it anymore. If it's
Well, it
not like a
depends,
big name.
because some teams don't really do it though. Like I don't know, have the Yankees done it?
The last guy who I remember doing it, I
We
think
need to see Aaron Judge.
Austin Romine catcher did it. Someone did. Remember in the 2018 ALDS when the Yankees got smacked by the Red Sox? Do you guys remember that?
Yes,
they
I
lost.
do very much.
You actually do. They lost
Yeah.
It was embarrassing, and I think a catcher, I think Austin Romine caught or pitched in that game. But other than that, like I remember Nick Swisher doing it a long time ago. They don't, not really much now. I don't remember.
Yeah, see, like I don't. Maybe the Phillies aren't in enough blowouts, and that's why. But I remember one time Nick Maton pitching for the Phillies, and that's it. Second baseman, brother of Phil Maton, who is actually a pitcher for the Astros. So maybe he learned a couple tricks from his brother. But other than that, I mean, I don't really see it very much. So
Yeah, no. Yeah, it doesn't really get me going as much anymore. Melo, what are you thinking?
No, and obviously being the Dodgers the last couple of years we've been fortunate to blow a lot of these teams out sometimes. So some Dodger players that I've seen, position players that I've seen pitch, Justin Turner, Kike Hernandez when he was still on the team, Hanson Alberto recently was the most recent one. Russell Martin, he pitched a few years ago, 2019. Yeah. And so yeah, it doesn't get me excited anymore. For me, it's like I don't care if they're gonna put a position player in, as long as they get the 3 outs as quick as possible, we can finish this game.
Yeah,
That's kind of my theory.
That's definitely fair. But it's definitely exciting to see like Yachty do it and Pujols and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's kind of abuse. I think I agree with John Boy where it's almost like abused at this point. It seems like everyone does it. It's not really a special thing anymore. Even though
Well,
it's
who's the one?
Oh, no. What? You go.
No, but who's like the couple position players, which I know we're probably gonna name a few right now, where we would stop everything and like, holy shit, we have to watch.
Yeah.
Like a Mike Trout, maybe.
Yeah, but he would never do
I'd throw
anything.
Aaron. Yeah, I know. I'd throw Aaron Judge in there.
Yeah. But no the reason why these lack of a better word scrubs, we never see any like big guys go out there because you don't want to see them get
They don't want
injured.
to do it.
Yeah, or that they don't want to get injured. They just throw the bench guy who hasn't played in a couple days or whatever. But Brett Phillips, he's like an everyday player at this point, but he's an exception. But it's usually just a bench player or just like Rizzo a few years ago. But I think that was just like he was probably dying to pitch and they put him in to face Freddy or whatever that was. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's it's okay. I don't mind it. I don't
I
know.
like it still. Some.
You think maybe it's because all these blowouts are happening because of the time of the year we're in? We're in May. Maybe once we get closer to, actual postseason competitive baseball, maybe we start, these blowouts start to go away a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird time of the year. April and May. It seems that teams are either way overperforming, way underperforming. They're trying to find their stride. Some pitchers aren't ready, amped up yet. Some hitters aren't amped up yet. This is always a weird time of the year in baseball, and that's probably a factor in it too, where some pitchers just don't have it one day, or hitters are just playing um, overperforming. So I don't know.
And maybe this is the start when you've played a month's worth of baseball games already. Maybe this is the part of the year where you start to feel like the grind of 162.
Yeah, 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 like
Definitely could be.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Like getting first few weeks in April, like then I think the Yankees are in the process of playing like 20 something games like every day. So that's when it really starts hitting everyone where like
Yeah, the Dodgers are in the middle of playing 31 games in 30 days, something like that.
yeah.
Because they had to play a doubleheader, so
Yeah, yeah,
recently.
yeah. So yeah, I could definitely see that where teams are just getting I don't want to say tired, but like
Burnt,
kind of yeah, burnt out.
spent.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's definitely a possibility. I see that for sure. Um, what else? What else we have for today? Anything else? I
I
think
don't
that's
think
really
so.
it.
Yeah,
Any
that's
other?
mostly.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts?
Mm, not really. Phillies gets
Nothing
win.
happened.
Yeah, no. It was kind of an uneventful week, other than those few couple stories. But
I just got the notification on my phone. Mookie Betts just hit another home run. Dodgers are winning 5-3 right now.
It's
An
good
home
for
run.
my fantasy team.
That away.
Trey
Yeah,
Turner hit a
so-
home run before too.
Yes, he did.
He's on my fantasy team. That's how I know. But okay, let's do a little Cincinnati Reds update real quick.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
12-29.
Hey, they got over 10 wins. That's all you can ask for.
That's all that
Road to
matters.
100.
It's all that matters at the end of the day. The Kansas City
Joey
Royals.
Votto had his first home run.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Good for him. Shout out Joey
Yeah.
Votto.
I kind of feel bad for him.
Oh, me too.
Get him out
I
of there.
think yeah, maybe he should have hung up the cleats last year, but
On a
I
high
don't know.
note, like how Buster Posey did. He might be chasing. He might be trying for Hall of Fame though. Do you think he's even
So you
close?
think he's not quite? Yeah, it's a
Eh,
comment.
I don't think he's right there. I don't.
No, he's 38. Never mind.
I gotta look at his stuff.
Yeah, no, never mind.
Yeah.
Barely over 2,000 hits. Never mind.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Sorry, Joey. Never mind.
Demand a trade.
Yeah, I think he. Well, who knows? But he's been there since 2007. He made his debut. He might. I think he should just retire a Red. I love when guys stay on one team.
Yeah, definitely.
Like I know if the Reds, I mean, they're not gonna trade him. I don't think is at this point. It's not like they're trying to win, and it's not like he's really adding anything to the team either. So he might just be like, yeah. What if he just pulls a middle of the season, gonna retire? We've seen guys do that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
I
knows?
don't know. As
All
long
right.
as you keep posting on social media, Jimmy, or not Jimmy Votto, Joey Votto. Yeah.
Jimmy Votto. That's his alter ego, Jimmy Votto.
Jimmy
There
Votto.
we go.
All right.
Canadian's finest.
Yes.
Or Canada's finest, I should say.
I think that wraps it
I
up,
think
right?
that's it, right?
All right. Yeah, that's it. wraps up episode 28. See you guys next week for episode 29. Hey, maybe we'll get an interview next week.
Could be.
Maybe, is that a tease?
Maybe a tease, or it might just be a lie. We'll find out next week. See you guys next week.
See ya.
See ya.